What's up? In this video, I'm going to talk about how this is Baltimore's best chance. I'm not going to say to win the Super Bowl, but to at least make the Super Bowl from the AFC. Because if they can't make it this year, I don't know if Lamar Jackson with the Ravens will ever make the Super Bowl in the AFC. And I'm going to tell you why. Because so far this year, unlike the last 3-4 years, there aren't any teams where you can say the AFC is just, it has one or two dominant teams where, okay, if they play them, then there's a possibility they may lose. Like in the last Kansas City has been like the last 3 or 4 years, like, hey man, you got to go through Kansas City in order to win the AFC. You have to go through Kansas City, or you gonna have to. Hey, Josh Allen in Buffalo, you got to go through them, or even the last 2 years, man, Joe Burrow in Cincinnati with Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and all them. It's nobody like that really this year in the AFC because Buffalo. Now they're 8-6, but Buffalo had been losing. Kansas City had a stretch where they were losing. The receivers dropping passes, turnovers, stupid penalties, stuff like that. Miami can't win against good teams with a good record. Who's the other one? Joe Burrow is hurt, even though Cincinnati is 8-6. Like, you don't really fear Cincinnati like you would if Joe Burrow was still there. So that's why I say if the Ravens cannot make it to the Super Bowl this year out of the AFC, I don't think they ever will, because this is their best chance. Because even the wild card teams, they're all led by backup quarterback. Cleveland is without Deshaun Watson, so Joe Flacco is the quarterback. Indianapolis is without Anthony Richardson. So I think Gardner Minshew is the quarterback for Indianapolis. Cincinnati, I don't even know who their quarterback is. Now Buffalo may present a problem for if they play Baltimore. And then like the other wild card teams that's in the hunt for the wild card, like Houston with Stroud is hurt. Maybe he comes back next game. Who knows? But then the Broncos, who are my team, I want the Broncos, but the Broncos can't score enough points. That's their biggest problem. And then you have, I already said I don't know who Cincinnati quarterback is. Like Jacksonville really could have beat Baltimore yesterday if it wasn't for the turnovers and the missed field goals. But again, this is the Ravens' best chance. Because if you can't win now when it's really no other threat to you in the AFC, I don't think, like, what if Kansas City goes out there and get another good receiver? Like, what if they were somehow able to get DeAndre Hopkins from Tennessee? DeAndre Hopkins, not Kadarius Toney or Marquez Valdez-Scantling where he dropping pads. Like, DeAndre Hopkins is not that. So what's going to happen if Kansas City go get somebody who can catch the ball? What's going to happen when Joe Burrow get back? What's going to happen? Well, the Colts may be better off with Gardner Minshew. I'm going to leave that one alone. What's going to happen when Deshaun Watson get back? Like, this is your best chance. Because the thing is, but are they really ready to go over that hump yet? Because somebody wrote it was a post on Instagram, and somebody put, "Oh man, the Super Bowl goes through Baltimore this year," and I commented back like, "Dude, didn't it go through Baltimore in 2019 when they were 14-2? Lamar Jackson won MVP, and they got blasted in the playoffs by Tennessee the very first game they played." When Lamar Jackson threw the ball 60 times for 365 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions, and Derrick Henry went into Baltimore and ran for 195 yards. and they beat Tennessee beat them 28-12. I think that's the game where Derrick Henry has stiff-armed Earl Thomas. I think that was that game. But to say, oh, it goes through Baltimore, and then when he replied after I had said that, he replied, well, Lamar Jackson was young. Okay, so what is the excuse gonna be this time if they lose in the playoffs? Because again, that's why I say now is their best chance, because there's really no other threat. Looking at these teams, who is the biggest threat to Baltimore? Where you could definitely say, damn, Baltimore don't want to play them. Like, it used to be Kansas City. Baltimore, for some reason, cannot beat Kansas City. But, like, none of these teams seem like a threat this year. So that's why I say if Baltimore can't get it done this year, then I don't think it's ever going to happen with Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. But we seen what happened when the playoffs come around with Lamar Jackson. So Lamar Jackson, he gets to the playoffs, and you see right here, the numbers are right here. 2018 with the Chargers, that was his rookie year, so he can get a break on that one. 109, like, they're gonna crowd the line to stop the run and force Lamar to have to throw the ball. So again, he had 365 yards against the Titans, but that was in a blowout, and he threw the ball 60 times. Then the next year, they beat the Titans, but he only threw for 179 yards. And then when they played the Bills, he only threw for 162 yards. With no touchdowns in either one of those, not passing-wise. So right now, Lamar, and then last year they played Cincinnati, but remember, Lamar Jackson didn't want to play because he was injured, and everybody was looking at him like, hey, your team needs you, are you going to play? He was like, nah, I'm not going to play because I'm injured or whatever. But like, you can see, look how many points they're putting up in the playoffs. He's 1-3 in the playoffs, and they put up 17 points, 12 points, 20 points, 3 points. So all that shit that they do in the regular season, when it comes playoff time and the teams condense the field and they crowd the line and they say, okay, Lamar, we know you can run. We know Baltimore is a great rushing team, but what we gonna do, we gonna take away the run. And we gonna force you to be. Now this year, I give Lamar Jackson, because I've been harsh on Lamar in the past, saying, well, he can't throw the ball. Man, hey, Lamar didn't impress me this year. He not even running as much as he used to do. This year, he been straight throwing the ball, and I've been impressed. Like yesterday, that pass that he made yesterday to that tight end, where he got out of the sack and then was able to throw it that far down the field to that tight end, man, that was a hell of a play. So I haven't watched that much Baltimore this year, but the times I have watched them, I have been impressed by Lamar Jackson's passing ability, and I was wrong about Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham been balling with Baltimore. So I gotta, because I didn't have Lamar in my top 10 quarterbacks. Because when I talk quarterback, I'm talking strictly passing. I'm not talking about rushing ability. I'm talking about when the chips are down and you down 10 points and it's fucking 5 minutes left in the game and you got to go down the field. You don't got time to be running. Like, I need somebody who can pass the ball. I didn't look at Lamar as that type of quarterback. And I don't feel like John Harbaugh did either, because he never really let Lamar throw it. If he really believed in Lamar over the years, Lamar would have been throwing the ball a lot. Everybody, well, he won MVP in 2019, but that was mainly because he had over 1,000 yards rushing. Like, he only had 30-some hundred passing yards. Yeah, he had 36 passing touchdowns and 6 interceptions, but his yards have gone down every year since. Like, so let's not pretend like he's some kind of prolific passer. But again, you see the numbers right here when it comes playoff time, his passing yards, and you see what's happening to them in the playoffs. So, hey, like I said, this should be the year. If they cannot get it done this year, I don't think it's ever going to happen. That's all I'm saying. And also, oh, man, you hating on Lamar. I just gave the man credit. I admitted that I was wrong. This year, Lamar has impressed me with his passing, finally. But I'm just saying, if Baltimore cannot get it done this year, I don't think, because Kansas City go figure it out. Buffalo, I don't know about them, because Josh Allen is turning into Brett Favre Jr. with the interceptions. Joe Burrow will be back. Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville are a scrappy team. So again, I just made this video to say that if Baltimore, it don't matter. I'm a Bronco fan and I want the Broncos to make the playoffs somehow. But realistically, I don't think anybody is beating San Francisco. San Francisco, and then Baltimore and San Francisco played this week. They played this week. So let's see what Baltimore is really about when they gotta play San Francisco. Because San Francisco is a real team with a real defense and a real offense. So don't be like Dallas and go out there and get blown out today. How Dallas got blown out yesterday to Buffalo, 31-3, something like that. So if Baltimore plays San Francisco and ends up getting blown out, then that just gonna show me that, like I said, I don't think anybody is fucking with San Francisco. San Francisco is when healthy, San Francisco is a juggernaut. That's and I don't want to sound disrespectful to the Eagles, but that's the only reason why the Eagles beat 49ers last year is because Brock Purdy couldn't throw the ball. If Brock Purdy could have threw the ball, I feel like San Francisco would have won by at least 10. But like I said, I feel like nobody's beating San Francisco. Also, I still feel like they need to already update the playoff system to 16 teams, 8 on both sides, because this wild card, like, if this is professional sports, professional teams should not get automatic buys in the playoffs. This is not some 7th grade basketball tournament where the home team automatically advances to the second round. Like, you should have, if you want to prove to me that you're the best, I want to see you play every round. I don't think it's right that the number 1 seed, like, I would give everybody who made the playoffs a bye, and then that next week you have 3 playoff games on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and 2 on Monday. The only difference is the number 1 seed would have to play in the wild card round. They still getting the bye, and because everybody said, well, they play for that bye. No, you don't play for the bye. You play to have home field advantage, and you still have home field advantage. But giving them a bye, giving them home field advantage, and giving them an automatic advancement into the second round, that's rewarding them 3 times. And I don't feel like, as a professional team, you should be rewarded 3 times in the playoffs. It's still, I'm not adding any extra round. It's still 4 rounds, wild card, divisional, championship game, Super Bowl. It's still 4 rounds. Only difference is the number 1 seed no longer gets automatic advancement to the second round. They would have to play the number 8 seed in the first round. And I feel like the NFL would make more money off that. Like, just make it even like the NBA and hockey in the NHL do. Like, I don't understand how you got 6 and 7 teams in the playoffs and you automatically moving people to the second round. Like, that shit is stupid to me. That's the same way with, like, college football. College football should be like 16 teams in that too. But yeah, anyway, check out my other videos. More videos coming soon. Trey T out. Peace.